Hey everyone, happy Saturday! For us it is personal project day, which is not related to the farm of any sort or ranching or anything. This is where we get to basically spend our time doing whatever the heck we want. Most times. So today we have gone and scraped all the weeds away from the side of the cabin with the tractor, of course. It's made it way easier. Now we're using all these tires, which we've relieved our neighbors of. And Bianca is going to make apparently a 32-foot long planter. And so then we can transplant our tomatoes and all of our bell peppers that we've started from seed, and they can take advantage of all the sunlight that they need. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to line them up in a row. Then we're going to stagger the second layer, one slightly moved over on top of the other. Not quite sure how it's going to work exactly for the soil level, but you know, we're kind of just, I guess, seeing how that goes exactly. But yep, be back in just a moment. Okay, so we're just kind of seeing which one looks better. I think for the plants it might be better if just the two are stacked on top of each other. Then they have this perfect, I don't know, big area to go down to the soil. But it looks really boring and just like tires stacked on top of each other in a row. This, however, seems to look just a little better. And so I think we're going to go with this.
Yeah, you're going to have to change this one.
Yeah, it's pretty tall. But anyways, this one's a little different because we then have, if you can see, some tire underneath there, and then only this area here, and then that area here, a little bit of soil here, and hardly any soil here. So we're going to see how that works out. Plants' roots are usually really good about finding where they need to go, so hopefully that should be no problem. And what we're going to do is, after each layer, come in and drop dirt on it, or soil rather, to plant in. So that should be it. It's a lot cheaper than going and buying 4x4s. Also, regarding the health of rubber. More on that in a second. Alright, so back here at the hammock on the porch, I basically had to get out of Bianca's hair. And the sun, most importantly. Pretty much was dying out there. It's very hot right now. Okay, so back to the rubber with the tires. When I first heard about rubber tire, only kind of tire I know, planter boxes, I said, no. Absolutely not. However, read a couple numbers online, something like millions and millions of pounds of road rubber, basically the small flakes of it, get blown into the fields alongside of main highways every year. Most of the highways are right by giant farms, okay? Because we industrialize our farms to a massive scale. Lots of the big plots of land are farms. That got me thinking, like, well, I mean, if that happens on that massive a scale and we still plant, then it's probably not a big deal. However, maybe that's why everyone's dying? Probably not. It's probably the pesticides everyone's dumping by the billions of gallons on the monoculture, which means planting the same thing on a massive scale, and getting rid of all those pests and everything else that they have to treat, okay? I really don't think that the rubber's the main cause. I know there's like wire in there, and there's a whole bunch of chemicals and whatever, but they're inert, okay? Which means they're trapped. They aren't being released. How do you dissolve rubber? Do you set it in the sun forever? Nah. I've seen tires like 75 years old sitting outside of a farm in the sun for 75 years, and they're still just the same, alright? We have a huge problem with tires in this country. They're hard to recycle. Lots of counties actually make you pay to recycle them, just like a TV or something, because they're very difficult to break down, okay? If the rubber from the tire was easily able to leach with watering and with planting, then we wouldn't have a tire problem, right? They'd all be disintegrated. But that's not the case. The fact is, we have a tire problem. They don't disintegrate, and they take forever to break down, like, you know, millions of years or something like that. Just like plastics in a landfill. So, I figure, alright, I'll try some tire planters. And heck, it's a lot cheaper, let me tell you, than going to the store and getting, and I don't buy these, the quick raised beds out of cedar. I mean, shoot, if you look at like the big places that sell them, like Lowe's, Home Depot, Costco, whatever, not even joking, for like an 8-foot by a couple foot bed by like 12 inches high or deep, it's like $100. $100. Myself, originally coming from California, really hard for me to get behind that kind of pricing on stuff, or I'm in the wrong business and just need to start making planter boxes because it's so expensive. But regardless, I personally think that tire planters are okay. Alright? And this is coming from an organic farmer. I don't necessarily think the rubber mulch is a good idea, but that's not really because of all the chemicals and the wires in them, but rather it's going to be really hard to get rid of later. Rubber is a heat magnet, and so not only do you sure have mulch to help trap your water, but you're almost going to bake the crap out of your soil. I think mulch should be something natural that over time helps improve the soil's quality. Okay? If you're trying to trap moisture or get temperature on your soil, there's other methods to do it. You know, like build yourself a hoop house or put a big sheet of plastic around the base of it on top of your natural mulch that will rot, turn into nutrients and good soil at a later date. You don't need to go buy like shredded tires. And another reason why we decided to use the tires is because they're everywhere. We're in the Silver State now, Nevada. Its tree cover is like 0.5%. That's half of 1% trees in this state. I guarantee you like 95% of those trees are in the Sierra Nevadas to the west of us, which is shared by California about half and half, alright? So, there's not a lot of trees here. There is, however, a lot of tires along the road, just like every state you go to. I mean, shoot, on the way to our farm from the main road, or highway, or whatever you want to call it, I see like 5 tires all the time. And we've picked a few of them up, and somehow they keep on reappearing. I've heard of people actually dumping tires in people's orchards and stuff because they're so expensive to get rid of. Like a $5 fee for one tire to get rid of. So imagine how much it costs like a company or something. Anyways, all the stuff about tires aside, they're expensive to get rid of. They're cheap, if not free to acquire. They last forever. And there doesn't seem to be any direct research in regards to harmful effects of tire planters onto the plants or to the soil. Now, I know there was one article, something like 20 years ago, posted. I'll have to see if I can find the link later. But if you actually go talk to that guy or get a quote from him, he says, I was misquoted. I hate that freaking article and I wish I never would have wrote it. Okay? And there's just nothing posted about it. And so I'm going to try it. It's easy. It's cheap. It's free. Lasts a long time. Those are all good things for me. The only thing I dislike is it's difficult because of the shape. It's a donut. And you have to fill the sides. That's annoying. That's literally the only thing that makes me dislike the tires. But other than that, I think they're pretty good. So we're going to give it a try. We're going to plant a 32 foot by probably 26 inch size average tire. Wide. by 2 tires high. That's free. And that would cost at least $300 if you went and bought it. If not, you know, half of that if you went and got the materials by scratch yourself and built it. But free is what we're going for here. I mean, we're a homestead. We're not rich. We got equipment that we pay for each month. It's not like we just buy all this stuff outright cash. Not that kind of farmer. But, yeah, I suggest give it a try. Tire planters seem cool. And also, get yourself a hammock. It's really comfortable in the shade. Alright, that's it for now. I'll probably take another video later after Bianca got it all stacked and filled with soil. And we have some plants in it. But for now, that's my rambling on tire planters and how they are cheap, free, and semi-easy to work with. Have a good... Bianca in the corner! Have a good afternoon and go plant some stuff. Hey Bianca, how's it going?
Finished the second row.
Nice, all filled with soil and everything, huh?
No.
So you know you're going to have to take off the top row, fill it with soil, and then put the row back on, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I need to separate the tires.
Building up that arm strength. Have a good afternoon.